We are just about 9 miles from downtown Manhattan as EA Sports brings you to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown champion introduced to a sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Baltimore Ravens. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here we go. Hey, come on. Push him back.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Henry Anderson on the stop. Mike 50 right there.
And no pitch there, and no pitch either, as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off.
On third down, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket. For a sack, tried to get away, but could not.
It's second down.
Check Mike 46. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. Stepping up. He's going to keep it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. On third down, Jackson. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Come get some. Come on here. Ready? Here, one.
On the counter, here's Bell. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Real side. 36. Ready? 36. I got you, son. I got you. Yo, lady. Hey, Haywood. Under 6.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. There he goes right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Go. Go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And some room to roam now. It's a big run that time by Bell. 46 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two.
At the 35-yard line.
Watch slant. 36 to Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check 24. Check 24.
On second down, it's Bell. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jamison Crowder, 30 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On second down. It's Ingram, and that one blown up quickly.
What's going on? Welcome to the stream.
Stop before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, Jackson. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
.46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
Yeah.
And the punt will kick out of bounds. And
yeah, man, it's my favorite team, man. I represent even though that they're trash. I love them. I mean, I play with them better than the fucking real Jets play with in real life anyway. So.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
I think our coach is like absolutely horrendous.
Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist
come on,
to the
baby.
defense who got the ball back.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
Things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're
All
eager
right,
to
bro.
get out there and put it on display.
I see what we're doing here.
At the 25-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Excuse me.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones in a first down. Here's Darnold. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
First down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
On second down now, it's Bell looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Check.
Darnold from the gun. That's caught. It's Thomas. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
He's checking. Lady. He's crashing. He's checking.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. As the first half is winding down, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, but it's going to be second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Jackson to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
6 man.
Now Darnold. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. No.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Hey, wahoo! 36, line, red 80. I got you, son.
Darnold. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. CD, while we have a quick second here, I want to give a shout-out to 3 teams who have struggled mightily this year, who all got wins in Week 12. The Dolphins, the Redskins, and for their first win of the season, the Bengals.
How about you? I love your empathy, right? You hate to see teams struggle like this. Hate to see teams that are down. And when they get wins, you come with a little bounce, don't you? You got a little extra spring in your step. Those Bengals, and they beat the Jets, who at the time were hot, right? They've won 3 in a row. How about Washington? That win over Carolina. And then, of course, the Dolphins. No one really saw that coming. Their win over Philadelphia, even though it was at home. Could those wins for those teams be the death knell for the teams that lost. The Jets, we're not going to talk about them anymore. Carolina, they still thought maybe a late run could put them in the playoff race in the NFC South. And then how about Philadelphia? But they're not out of it.
No.
They still control their destiny. If they win out, they go 9-7 and win the NFC East.
Yeah, because they're just one game back of 6-6 Dallas.
Line 36. How you get over here? The lady. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Hey, what? Go.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, partner, Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all gone. And now if you look at the top 4 seeds right now as we hit, is it the quarter pole or the three-quarter pole?
It is the quarter pole, and we get to thank our NFL reporter, Randy Moss, who also has a great background in the sport of kings, for letting us know that's one of the most misused terms in that sport. It is the quarter pole, right? When they headed for the home stretch is what he also said about it. I can't wait to see how this thing ends.
Well, we got New England and Baltimore, the top 2 seeds in the AFC, Seattle and New Orleans in the NFC. You think it stays that way at the end?
I think it's going to be a heck of a battle. I think Baltimore, yes. New England's going to get a battle from Buffalo, but I think they're going to...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 71 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Jalen Ferguson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw is Darnold. Airing one out for Crowder. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down. Ingram again, a 1st down carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run from the pistol with Ingram. And he doesn't taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 35.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. No gain there as he kept it himself. It's second down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in, and they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it third and goal. Jackson from the shotgun, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon as the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach...
Le'Veon Bell, kiss him goodbye. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell with his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are back within a single score. The point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. And now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up. but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Red 80. 36. Mike 36.
Back to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Check 26. Check 26.
Darnold now to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Darnold now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Watch 36. 36. Hey, Charlie. Off the flat. Yo, lady.
He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. That's now 3 turnovers in this second half. Very costly. And earlier in the half, Charles, when I asked you for your keys to the second half, you said, hey, maybe trite, but it's going to be turnovers. That's been the story.
It certainly has, but I didn't expect it to be this much of the story. I mean, when you're getting up to 3, you're really putting your team in jeopardy.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Ingram again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory.